Behind these doors, hidden from the world, sits Jeff Morbeck, the Senior Engineer Video Editor here at Milwaukee PBS.
I've been here at Milwaukee PBS for just over 20 years, and my role is officially Senior Engineer Video Editor. So I kind of lead the team of video editors and assign projects, explore new technology, implement stuff, make changes, updates to software, make sure the systems are all running, have regular meetings to make sure everybody's kind of on task.
Jeff has been editing since around the 1980s, which leads to the question, has editing always been his passion?
You know, I started doing this in like 1984. You know, that's when I was still going to school and kind of working for the television stations part-time, editing movies down, figuring out breaks and stuff, and that's editing. It's not quite like putting a story together, but it's still editing, so that's kind of how I started. So I've been doing it since, you know, the mid-80s. I went back to television as, out of high school I started working in a machine shop, and after a couple years I decided I didn't like it, I wasn't very good at it. And when I was exploring what to do next, I remembered some high school classes I took where we went and visited television stations. And I thought that was pretty cool and pretty interesting. So I went back to college and that's kind of got back into it.
With the time Jeff has spent editing at PBS, one edit taking over 5 hours, he's bound to get some recognition.
The longest edit was probably one of the first major projects I worked on, which was Making of Milwaukee. And so that was our first implementation of computer-based editing. So it was kind of learning on the fly. It was a long project. I think a total run time for all 5 chapters, something like that, is well over 5 hours. I probably got the most recognition from Making of Milwaukee. Not personally, but that show has been, you know, had great ratings. A lot of people loved it and enjoyed it, and everybody knows John Gerda. So that was probably the most front-facing show I've worked on. I did get an Emmy for another show we worked on for the Arts page, and that was probably a lot more personally satisfying because I put a lot of energy and effort into that.
Jeff has been in the industry for so long, but some of his favorite things about his career has been the change of technology.
My favorite part of my career has been keeping up and learning the new technology. Editing has changed from when I first started. It used to be all tape-based and linear, so you would do one edit at a time, and now it's all computer-based and it's non-linear, and you can bounce around, and things work a little bit quicker than they used to in the past. And while there are still headaches, there are a different set of headaches, but sometimes problem solving and figuring out how to get around them is fun.
With years of experience and a vast amount of knowledge, Jeff has some advice for other editors.
The advice I would give future editors is learn as much as you can about computers, about networking. The software always changes, and you know, in the past you would know like one program, you would know Avid, or you would know Premiere, or you would know Final Cut. Now you're kind of required to kind of know them all and understand how they work,